What is on your dork shelf?
I don't collect one particular thing, and so if you came to my home, you'd find I have a beautiful postcard that's from 1963, 64, signed by all four Beatles back in that time. It's one of my treasured possessions. I also have a pair of cufflinks that belonged to Sammy Davis Jr. That were, the back inscription shows that they were given to him as a Christmas gift by Frank Sinatra. So, and I'm a big Rat Pack fan. So little things like that. I have one of the actual billy clubs from the Daredevil movie that Ben Affleck used in battle. It's all scarred up and scratched up. So it's little things like that I have around that sort of I like to have on my shelves, and I don't keep them in protective casings or anything, because I like people coming in and touching things and saying, hey, what's this, and there's a story behind everything. Those are my kind of dorky and nerdy collectibles.
I think I've gone from comics to art, and my biggest stuff is collecting art, and I have a few gems in my collection. And one of them is the original art for Mike Mignola's first Hellboy lunchbox that came out back in 1997, maybe? No, maybe 99, I think it was. And I also have a painting of Hellboy by, I'm blanking, so my brain's not quite awake yet, Foster. Is one of my gems, and I have some pages. I collect original art, and I have a Jean-Paul Leon page. I have my mind's blanking right now, but a lot of great artists. If there was a fire, that'd be the first place I'd run to grab, kind of thing.
Oh God, I have literally thousands of pieces of stuff in my house. My house is like a comic book store. I have so much really, really cool stuff. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Right when you walk in my door, there's this unbelievable picture. There's 4 in the world. I got this one from Jeremy Bullock. It's Boba Fett with a handcart at an airport, and he's walking through an airport, and above him the sign says baggage claim, and on the handcart is Han Solo frozen in carbonite, and he's just walking down the hallway. It's the best, and it's signed by Jeremy Bullock. It's the best collectible I have. That, and I have my 3.5-foot Kiss dolls.
Well, I love the Mighty Mugs, and my boyfriend and I love collecting them. We try to snag up as many as we can every convention, and truthfully, if it's something unique and cute, it makes it to my shelves.
I have a massive collection of Batman action figures. Okay. I have taken down all of the other. I have in my theater nook. I have all my favorite characters. So I got some Hellboy and some Battlestar and some James Bond and some Star Wars and Rocketeer and all these cool figures. Batman, Joker, love them. But I have also these shelves that are just filled with Batman. All my Batman action figures. It's kind of ridiculous, but I love them.
Wow. I like. This collects Star Wars Lego figures and the collectible ships. I have the collector's edition of the X-Wing fighter, which is about yay big. I have a TIE fighter, which is a collectible edition as well, which I haven't built yet, which is probably just as big. And I picked up a lot of figurines from Hong Kong from different video games. So I have a whole China cabinet full of stuff.
You know, the biggest thing, I don't really go in for toys or things like that. I mean, the big thing is I'm a huge movie fan, and so I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies. And like, people will walk into my living room for the first time and kind of go, "Wow, that's a lot of DVDs." So I'm pretty passionate about that, and I've got an unusually large collection, I guess. I like, you know, I have a bunch of favorite directors. I'm a Stanley Kubrick fan, David Lynch, Terry Gilliam, the Coen Brothers, P.T. Anderson, Wes Anderson, and then I just like to go for a lot of foreign movies, a lot of stuff that I like to go for things that are really visually interesting. My work is actually far more influenced by film than it is by other comics. There is obviously a comics influence, but when I'm drawing, I'm usually thinking of it cinematically, like how would I shoot this if it was a film, and so I like to have a very large film library so that I can be inspired and you know, if I ever think of I got to draw a scene in a hospital, then I think of all the movies that I've got that are, you know, have scenes in hospitals, and I can go and look at those scenes and you know, kind of study them for details and how to kind of frame the shots and so on.
On my dork shelf, I have a little Hercules action figure. I also have a Guy Lafleur action figure. Nice. And I have a lot of hardcovers and other comic books, so that's on my dork shelf.
So during our mid-season, we actually did a commercial for the Super Bowl. And they didn't really tell us much, but they're like, oh, we might have some guys from the NFL. And when we show up, there's John Elway, Warren Sapp, and Jerry Rice.
Nice.
So we do the commercial with the guys, and they all gave us NFL football with all of them signed. So that's kind of sitting on my shelf right now.
On the shelf right
yeah,
now?
so that's pretty much my prime collection.
Excellent.
Okay, I have a statue of Jack Kirby. It's a bust of Jack Kirby that Cameron Stewart gave to me, and I didn't know this thing existed. He had it, and then when I saw it at the studio, I went, "Oh!" and screamed like a girl. So, and then he said, "Do you want it, Mike?" And I said, "Cameron, you know, I'll be your friend forever if you give that to me." And he was moving to Montreal, and he didn't want to pack it. And out of the goodness of his generous heart, he said, "Why don't you take my statue of Jack Kirby?" So I have that proudly on my shelf, and that's the only sculpture or toy I have. I have not, I always make this joke, for a comic geek, I don't own any expensive designer toys, but I do have that one statue of Jack Kirby, and that is on my Dork shelf.
Autographs. Autographs. Celebrity autographs. I'll show you. I'll give you a for example. And I only care about people that are dead for the most part, and then recluses. Here's Janet Leigh. Not dressed like Psycho, but I don't really care. Okay, I collect Alfred Hitchcock leading ladies. I don't know what this is for, but again, it's for me. Here's Kim Novak. Now, Kim Novak is not dead. She's still alive, but she's a recluse and refuses to sign autographs for everyone. So I thought, wow, one Kim Novak, how about two? And this one is actually signed Love Kim because, see, we have a relationship like that. We're on a first name basis. Yes, Kim Novak with a dry marker. I'm familiar with those. Most of my work is done in marker that's about to run dry. And then a nice blue pen. Love Kim. And look at that smirk on her face, like, come near me again, Mr. Van Sciver, see what you get, right? So these are my new acquisitions. And I've actually become such a dork about it that I am mailing away for them. I did post on my Facebook site that the first return, the first success that I got was Lauren Bacall. I sent her to her home address a copy of To Have and To Have Not on DVD, and she returned it a week later. How awesome is she? Personalized, ready to go. I wrote her a nice letter and said, I thought you looked hot in The Sopranos. She didn't. She's 90 years old, but I just wanted to, you know, compliment her anyway, and it was paid in kind, so very happy.